I think this is also one of the genius idea, create such a day. I mean, already even several players waiting that day to announce something new or just introduce some new programs. I think it's really create a big inertia all around the globe. Thanks also, Yasser, to accept to give a talk. So stage is yours. Yasser, thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, okay, yes, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. So hello, everybody. Thank you very much, Abu and QWorld, for organizing this event and for the success already that I see with so many participants. So congratulations already. And thank you very much for the invitation and for this really interesting session. And so I'm very happy to be here to talk about the World Quantum Day celebrated on April 14th, but in fact, around that. So let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Yasser. I'm a theoretical physicist. I've been working in quantum information for almost 25 years. And I want to tell you about this initiative launched with other colleagues last year. So the World Quantum Day was launched by a network of scientists from around more than 65 countries around the world. And the first time we celebrated it was last year on April 14th, 2022. And we had more than 200 events in more than 44 countries, 193 cities, and more than 17 different languages. So we were very happy with the launch a year ago. And the way the World Quantum Day works, it's a completely decentralized and bottom-up initiative. So anyone can organize their own event. And so when I say anyone, this can be scientists and educators, but can also be engineers, entrepreneurs, communicators, artists, whoever wants to celebrate quantum science and technology. And by quantum science, although it's true that this started from a network of mainly scientists active in quantum information science and technology, we want the World Quantum Day to be fully encompassing of quantum science. So this, of course, includes all aspects of quantum physics and quantum chemistry. So in physics, high energy physics, condensed matter, atomic and molecular physics, quantum gravity, also, history of science, philosophy of science, as I mentioned before, quantum chemistry. So any aspect of quantum science that is relevant and interesting and that someone wants to disseminate in some outreach work, in some lab tour, in some debate, in some artistic creation is a good excuse to disseminate this knowledge around the world. And so this is essentially the idea of the World Quantum Day. So as I mentioned, we have more than 65 countries in our network and more have asked to join, and we are in the process of admitting them. So for us, what is important is that countries are represented by active scientists in the quantum domain to ensure the quality of the events. So let me give you a quick overview of the numbers this year. So we're very happy to report that in our second year, we more than doubled the number of events. We had events in all continents. So the main places were North America and Europe, but very happy also that we had many events in Central and South America, in Africa, in Asia, in Oceania, and we hope this is a long-term project, so we hope to increase the number of events around the world over the next few years. For example, there's a dot there in the Indian Ocean, that's Mauritius Islands. We have a colleague there very active, so we percolating to many places. So also quite a large audience. So just one event in China, amongst others, had more than 1 million people attending online, etc. And again, mainly these are bottom-up events. Quite a few of them are organized by the colleagues in our network, but we are very happy to be surprised by people we don't know of and who propose their own events. So the way it works is, if you want to organize an event, you submit it to our website. There's a simple form for that, and we just validate that it's a good quality event. We just want to be careful to exclude things that are not good quality or even scientific, and then we disseminate it in our website and all our communication channels. So some examples of what happened around the world. So for example, here in Europe, there's a big program on quantum technologies called the Quantum Flagship. So a bunch of developments were chosen to be announced on this day, like a new competence framework for training, which could be relevant for this session. Also, the European Quantum Technologies Conference decided to open the registration for their conference, which happens every 2 years on the World Quantum Day, and so on. So we celebrated on April 14th. I'll get to the date at the end. But in fact, the days and weeks around April 14th are very active. And a great example is the Italian Quantum Weeks, which happened from mid-March to mid-May. And they have many events around the country. So I think Italy, together with the United States, it's one of the leading countries in terms of organizing more events. And so, you know, overall, the events of the World Quantum Day, as the Italian Quantum Weeks illustrates very well, it's, you know, it's a Gaussian that goes from March to May with a peak around April 14th. So, you know, our slogan is actually every day is a World Quantum Day, or every day is a Quantum Day, sorry. And I'll get to that later. So also to give an example of what we did here in Portugal, we wanted to bring together Portuguese-speaking students in high school. And so we had this event, which was hybrid. It was for high schools in Portugal, but also in Brazil and in 4 African countries that are Portuguese-speaking countries. So this was Cape Verde, Angola, Mozambique, and São Tomé and Príncipe. And so the students were in school. So most of them were in Zoom. We had more than 1,700 students in this event. They were in the school, in the classroom, or in the school auditorium, connected by Zoom. And there were some talks, and we also announced a video competition that will happen later this year for high school students to compete by producing a 2 or 3 minute video about what quantum science is. And so this was a way to use, in this case, as an example, the Portuguese language to connect different countries and different continents even, and different oceans even. So we were very happy, but this is just one example of many events that happen around the world. So many people adhere to this, and this is very important to us. So we launched this idea, we launched this network, we launched these activities, but this, we really want the world to own this, not the network that launched it. And so we're very happy that officially the European Commission celebrated it, even with this funny cartoon of Schrödinger with a few cats. These are just some, you know, semi-random examples. There's many more I could have picked up, but just to show you, for example, the research groups in Munich, Germany, they decided to have this picture with many of them to celebrate the World Quantum Day. Physics World from the Institute of Physics had a whole bunch of activities. So they had, you know, in the website, they had a special page devoted to quantum science because of the World Quantum Day and to celebrate the World Quantum Day at IUP Publishing. They also created this, you can see in the lower back left corner, this International Quantum Technology Early Career Scientist Award, sorry. And so they announced it such that the revelation of who won was on April 14th, the World Quantum Day. There's also an interview with myself and some other people where you can learn a bit about the activities and the history of the World Quantum Day. I put the link there. In the USA, the White House celebrated the World Quantum Day, as you can see here. And this was very important because this signaled to all the agencies and stakeholders there that this is a good occasion, an important occasion to promote this domain and to disseminate and develop outreach. So also Google, these are just some selected examples. There's many more you can find online. So Google celebrated World Quantum Day. NASA not only celebrated World Quantum Day, they hired this Hollywood star to act in a video about the activities, the quantum science and technology activities at NASA. Same with Caltech, who hired this Hollywood actress to showcase their labs in a video. And also this one really, really liked it. So this is a a TV quiz show, very famous in the USA and around the world, I guess, called Jeopardy. And I was told this is the longest continuously running TV quiz show. So it's been running since 1964. And for the first time in their history, they had a category devoted to quantum science because of the World Quantum Day. So, so this was really a nice development and showing how, you know, quantum can percolate to popular culture. So, and this was even more surprising. The USA Congress supported, promoted and approved unanimously bipartisan resolution commemorating the World Quantum Day and the date and the goals of this initiative. So we're very happy to have this endorsement. And you can find many, many more. This is just a selection of some events of the many that were organized, or some of the messages and endorsements, etc. And so, for example, if you search LinkedIn or Twitter with the hashtag World Quantum Day, you can find many more. For example, here, LeVar Burton, the famous actor from Star Trek, was also involved in some video about the World Quantum Day from the National Science Foundation in the USA. And recently, we also got a Wikipedia page, so things are growing and more dissemination is happening. And now I want to tell you a bit how we are organized. So we have country representatives in about 70 countries or more, and growing. As I said, this is just a snapshot, so you would have to scroll down to see the full list, but you have the link there. And so, as I said, these are active scientists who act as contact points in these countries. So if you want to organize something in your country, feel free to contact your country representative. Of course, you can contact me and other colleagues at the coordination team. If your country does not have a representative, reach out to us. So we will accept applications, but I want to insist that for us, it's very important that these are, you know, active scientists in the domain of quantum science, and that also have the capacity to connect to the other colleagues in the country. Also, we've been translating the World Quantum Day in different languages, and it's been very interesting because I've been learning about new languages. Some of them I didn't even know they existed, and people seem to be very engaged, and we keep getting suggestions from new languages. So if go and check this website. Again, this is only a snapshot. There's more. We would have to scroll down. You have the link there. If your language is not represented there, make a suggestion, contact us, and we'll look into it. Why April 14th? This is the most common, one of the most common questions, very naturally. So the reason we chose April 14th, I can go into more details in questions or in that podcast interview that I mentioned. You can hear more about the story there, but essentially this is Planck's constant in electrovolt seconds. So this is 4.14 times 10 to the minus 15, and so 4.14, 4 for April, 14 for the day, and this is the origin that was debated actually with other colleagues and historians of quantum physics, etc. Amongst many options, we decided to go for a universal constant that is not biased against any, you know, place in the world or personality or discovery, etc. Although this is an entirely bottom-up initiative, and anyone is more than welcome to come up with their own ideas and projects and organize them and disseminate them. We do have some projects that are launched by us. One is the Quantum at School, so it's the idea to have activities in schools and to put this label. And so if we have, you know, many different places all organizing a Quantum at School event, this is a way to give some connection and some unity between the different bottom-up initiatives. Quantum at Calendar, because one of our colleagues from Brazil, Marcelo Santos, when we were discussing the date for the World Quantum Day, he said, well, I'm a quantum physicist. For me, every day is a quantum day. And since then, this became our slogan. And so we have this idea of a Wikipedia-like calendar where anyone can submit what day they think are important for quantum physics. I can go into details in the questions, and so this is something we launched. There's also this project I launched, Quantum at Museum, with the Art and History Museum here in Lisbon at the Gulbenkian Foundation, as a pilot project, how to showcase quantum science in a museum and show how quantum science is used to study, date the archaeological objects, the artistic objects, etc. We have other ideas, but I think I'm probably running out of time. That's why Abu showed there in the video. So let me conclude just by saying that, we invite you to join us again in 2024. As I said, events are on April 14th, but around that, and there's still events taking place this month in May. So we encourage you to think and submit your event for 2024 for April 14th or around, and beat the record that we had this year in terms of countries, cities, and languages. And so if you want more information, just contact our website or check our Twitter, or feel free to write to me if you want. There's my contact information there. Thank you very much. Sorry if I went over time.
No problem. Yeah, great idea. Yeah. Also, people already share their events. Is there any question? I have a question. This day, who had the first idea?
I had the first idea, but I didn't want to do it alone. So that's why I contacted all these colleagues in all these different countries to try and make it something collective and global.